Well, December 14th, 2024, we had a part-time officer working for us, and he was shot and killed on that Saturday afternoon, and we came here today to honor him and the other many officers that's been killed in the line of duty, and it's fascinating and an honor and to come here to see what it means to everybody for the fallen officers and their families.
So Police Week, you really have to rewind the hands of time to really about the late 70s, where I think everybody associated with the profession began to realize that we were falling short to some degree. Falling short in terms of recognizing the terrible cost to preserving our democracy and keeping our community safe. That cost being measured every single year historically in hundreds of men and women who were dying in the line of duty. And so there was a push even in the late 70s there to have some sort of broad recognition across the nation for the men and women who were dying, serving their communities. It really got started with the Fraternal Order of Police, who began to have almost something of an informal gatherings on the steps of the Capitol. They'll tell you the story now that first year, it was just maybe a dozen people and a Boy Scout troop who just happened to be there at the Capitol that day to really commemorate those officers that year. And of course, it has grown every single year since, and it has really become a sort of trifecta of three major organizations over time who have become the leaders of what everyone across the nation would now sort of recognize as Police Week, and that would be the Fraternal Order of Police, Concerns of Police Survivors, and the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. And the three of us sort of joined together and come together to put on a series of really notable events across Police Week, which generally is May 11th through May 16th every single year, where we work to honor and celebrate and remember, most importantly, remember our heroes and try to remind the nation of their service and sacrifice. Well, thank you for both joining us here in the heart of Judiciary Square, which is also in the heart of our nation's capital, which I think is the appropriate place to have a memorial to honor our fallen heroes. Right across the street from us right now is the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial, where we honor, commemorate, memorialize, celebrate the lives of 24,412 men and women who have all died in the line of duty across the broad stretch of U.S. history. And right here in the museum, which is across the street, we try to, in part, tell their stories and also tell the story of American law enforcement.
End of watch. Tuesday, April 9, 2024. Special Agent Sean Baer was killed in a head-on vehicle crash at the intersection of Route 9 and Oakley Drive in Branson, West Virginia at about 1:50 p.m. An oncoming vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed ran a red light, then crossed the median and struck Agent Baer's department vehicle head-on. Agent Baer and the other driver were both killed in the crash. Agent Baer was a United States Coast Guard veteran. He had served with the United States Postal Service Office of Inspector General for over 9 years, and as a federal law enforcement officer with the Department of State for over 4 years, the Department of Commerce for a year, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission for over a year. He is survived by his wife and 3 children.
I'm Jeannie, this is Chris. We're with Federal Injury Centers, and we help federal employees go back to work.
We'd like to take a moment to thank FLIOA and all local, state, and federal law enforcement. We really appreciate your service. I have a saying that the surest way to get paid is to clock in, but in your case, getting back to work is a public service to the rest of us. So we're always working to get you back. What sets us apart from our competition is that we follow all local, state, and federal guidelines. We're experts in OWCP compliance. We have medical doctors, nurse practitioners, physical therapists, physical therapy assistants, and everybody else you could need to successfully get you better and back to work. Our claims acceptance rate and our return to work rate is far and above anybody else in the industry.
We can talk about numbers all day long, but what sets us apart is that we care about you and your family. Thank you so much for allowing us to honor you.